Hello again, my name is Ahmed and thank you for watching this video. So far we have covered everything inside Prism Element. Not everything actually, but overall the general options which we have inside the Prism Element. Before I go deep inside the other options which we have in Prism Element, such as the file server, data protections, and so on and forth, I want to go and install the Prism Central inside my environment. So why you will need the Prism Central? As you see over here, Prism Element almost gives you all the options which you need for the one cluster. But if you have multiple clusters, normally we have we see in the companies that you will have multiple clusters. So to manage them and monitor them from one single pane, you will need Prism Central. I do not want to say Prism Central is same as like vCenter, because architecture-wise it's totally different. But Prism Central, besides monitoring and managing multiple clusters, gives you advanced options as well. You can enable, for example, automations on top of Prism Central, or microsegmentation. You can enable flow, or object S3. You can serve to the other clients or clusters. So basically, Prism Central, besides managing and monitoring multiple clusters, it gives you other options as well. So to install the Prism Central, we will we will either click over here, register or create new. If you already have a Prism Central, you just click on register. If not, then we have to create one. So either you click from here, or we can go to the settings, Prism Central registration, and then it will take us to the same location. So my iOS version is 6.10.1.12. If I'm going to install the Prism Central, I have to install the Prism Central which is compatible with this version. So for now, let's say if I go back to over here and I say I want to deploy it, because I do not have a Prism Central available with me right now, I click on deploy. As you can see here, because I'm using Nutanix Community Edition, and Community Edition, you must have a connectivity to the internet. Your cluster must be connected to the internet always. But if you're inside the company, you might have a dark side. You might have your clusters available and there is no reachability to the internet. So you will not have this beauty over here with you, and you have to do the compatibility check by yourself. So for this reason, I have opened this link over here. You can go simply to my.nutanix.com or from the portal here. Just simply go to the documentation or compatibility and interoperability matrix. Go to Nutanix products and tools. Under the Nutanix product tools, we just go on iOS. Our current version, we said it's 6.10.1.12. So we want to see the compatibility with which software? We want to see the compatibility with the Prism Central. As you can see, all of this are compatible. And this guys over here are showing amber light that is going to be end of life in 5 months. So I want to go for 7.3.1.1. I have already downloaded this one. So if I go over here, you will see that this one is already available. What I have done, I have just selected an upload installation binary. I have downloaded both the JSON file and the tar files, and then I have uploaded them over here. To do that, you can just simply go over here, go to the downloads, go to the Prism Central, select the one which you want to do it. For example, this one. I'm using it from one click deploy, so I have to select this one. And you just have to download this one and this one, both of them. And then you can come over here, upload it, and after the upload is finished, it will show you over here. So I will not go through this process again because I have already done it. So I simply click on this one and I click next. Now I have made sure that my Prism Central is compatible with my OS. That is really important, guys. You have to definitely check for that compatibility. So on my version, as you can see, it's showing only small, large, X large. There is a new version available as well, which is X small. So small, for example, is showing 6 CPU. It will consume this much of the resources which is available here. And at the same time, it will support up to 2,500 virtual machines, 10 clusters, or 200 hosts. X small will be 4 vCPU, 18 GB memory, and 100 GB disk. As you can see, it's consuming less resources. So for me, which I'm inside the home lab and it's a nested environment, it could be a good option. But the drawback is that all of these below capabilities will not be working there. So I prefer to lose a lot of resources, but because I need to work on a couple of them, then I'm going for the small one. And I'm hoping the small will give me those options, which is still I'm not sure. One below here, you can see that we have this option of scale out PC. So the moment I enable it, you will see that the resources will be increasing. The resources will increase at the same time. The number of VMs, clusters, and hosts as well. So what it will do, it will create 3 virtual machines. 3 virtual machines as a sense of you will have 3 virtual machines of the for Prism Central, and it will give you high availability. Even when you're creating one Prism Central with one virtual machine, it will still be one cluster. So it creates a cluster on one virtual machines. But when you do a scale out PC, it will create cluster on top of 3 virtual machines. So it will give you high availability in case one of them goes down for any reason. Again, because I have a nested environment and I have really tight resources, I'll just go ahead with one virtual machines and a small. I'll click on next. Here is asking me for networking details. So as you can see on top of the Prism element, I just have created the default one. I do not have different network and VLAN available. I just go ahead and create select the default. Subnet mask, gateway IP, DNS address, NTP container. I'll just go ahead and put it on default container. PC name, I'm gonna keep it Nutanix PC01, and the IP which is available here. I'll click on next. So here we have the Prism Central service domain name. This is not a fully qualified domain name. This is internal name, and you can read over here. It will be only accessible from the PC itself instructors. Same for the private network. As you can see here, the default is there. We can give the default settings, which is recommended, or we can provide our own IP. In case the same IP, for example, is available in your environment, I strongly recommend that you change this. But if your environment doesn't have this, then keep it as a default settings. For one IP, for one virtual machine, PC on top of one virtual machine, it will ask for 5 IPs. For 3 IP, for 3 Prism Central's virtual machines, or they scaled out, it will require 10 IPs. So I'll just go ahead with the default settings. I do not have this IP VLAN in my environment, so I'll keep it the same. and then I go ahead with the deploy. All right, now it's going to deploy it, and it will take a bit of time, so I'll pause the video, and once it's finished, I will be back. Hello, and I'm back now again. So the PC is installed. If you see, my face is changed and my clothes is changed. It's been almost 4 days since I started the PC installation. I faced a couple of issues, but I was able to fix it, and now the PC is installed. The issue which I faced, I will just share over here, so maybe you guys will go through the same issues. So the first one which I faced was showing me this one, unable to extract image. So what I did, I restarted, and after that it worked. But the first initial issue which I faced was another one. Let me see. I think this one, yeah. So because I'm doing a nested installation of the Nutanix on top of the VMware, the virtual machine which I assigned the memory to, it's like 48 GB. By default, it will take 2 GB of it for the AHV, and then 16 GB for the CVM. So when I tried to install the one virtual machine of the PC Prism Central inside one of those hosts, it couldn't take it, so it gave me the failure. So then I thought, why I'm doing this? Let me go and reduce the CVM. I mean, the CVM memory by default it will take 16 GB. I thought I would give it 8 GB, but it didn't like it. It was really, really slow. So I had to bring it back again to 16 GB. And what then I did on my E6, I increased the Nutanix to 60 GB each one of them. So even though the host it's 127 GB, but because of the VMware and how it does the memory ballooning and the scheduling of it, so far I don't have any issues. So yeah, that's how I sorted out the issue. Okay, so right now we have the Prism Central up and running. As I said, Prism Central will be just like CVM. You will have a cluster once it's created. It will automatically create the cluster for you on top of it. So these are some services which are there on top of the Prism Central. Okay. So right now my Prism Central it's running on this 172.22.1115. Now the Prism Central is up, but if you go back again here, still nothing is registered. I don't have anything registered to my Prism Central. Let's go back again here. Now this is my Prism Central. I'll try to log in with the default username and password of Nutanix, which is admin and Nutanix/for you. I think it will ask me to change the password if I'm not mistaken. I hope that it allows me to log in. Anyway, it's a nested environment, so just please ignore the slowness if there is any slowness. Admin to see for you. Okay, it was Nutanix with the N capital, so that's why it didn't work on the first try. So, and then I'm gonna put my new password here. Okay, let's change the password. It's changed now. All right, cool. So let's log into the Prism Central and see how it looks from inside. Okay, I had to pause it for a few seconds. It's just a few fields which you have to fill in. Nothing critical that you have to put, but you should put the information as accurate as it could be. So I accept it. Okay, so I don't want to disable the pause, so I'm gonna disable the pause. So if you're in the dark side, then you have to you will disable the pause and this over here. But for me, because I'm using the test and it's in Kubernetes edition, so I'm not gonna disable any of them. So I'm gonna just put continue. You can go and through the tour, which is will be take you, and I mean you will get to know all the fields and this stuff which is available over here and to the windows. But I'm just gonna cancel this. Okay, so as you can see over here, you have infrastructure, admin center. It's normally for the license and software updates. So let's go back to the infrastructures. Okay, here as you can see, there's no cluster, nothing is available. Everything is empty. But the moment we add this cluster over here, so the fields which you see over here will be visible here. And if you have more clusters, it will be, I mean, under each other, and you can just click in one of them and it will take you to that particular cluster, and you can see everything from the single pane. So you cannot, I mean, you don't have to go through each cluster or Prism element one by one. So let's add our Nutanix underscore lab 2 to this Prism Central. I'll just go register, create new. I already have a Prism Central instance deployed. I'll go for connect. You can over here, you have the connect information. So right now for me, it's I'll just click for the next. I believe over here, it's telling you that how you can do the installation and registrations. Okay, so I have over here 172. I put the 0 admin. So IP of the Prism Central or the fully qualified domain name if you have it, the port, the same port of 9440, and then the admin and password. By the way, if you are putting the Prism Central in a different VLAN than Prism element or than CVM of the Prism element, there are some specific ports which you have to have them enabled. But for me, because this one and CVM, they're in the same VLAN, I don't have to do it. Again, it's my home lab. But if you're in the company, definitely you have to go through the port and port required in the Nutanix, which will give you the guide and will show you all the list of the ports which you have to enable between the CVM and Prism Central. CVM of Prism element. I'll click on connect. Meanwhile, I'll try to find if I can. Nutanix. While it's registering to Prism Central, it could take a few seconds. I wanted to show you this, guys. So if I go for the iOS, or let's say if I go to Prism Central, let me see where the Prism, if I can find it, if I didn't already pass it, or just let me go Prism Central. So these are the ports which needs to be enabled. From here you can just put iOS, for example, or Prism element, and So these are the ports which needs to be enabled in case you have the Prism Central and Prism element on the separate VLANs. This is really crucial, and it must be enabled. Otherwise, you will have services nagging, and if you have access to the firewall, you will see that even though you don't see anything on the Prism Central, let's say as a fail or warning, but if you have access to firewall, you will see that there is a lot of denies happening, and that deny could be, let's say, because of the LCM upgrade or something like that. I'm just saying that all the ports have explanations, and if that explanation makes sense or it's already available in your environment, you have to make sure it's enabled between the Prism Element CVM and Prism Central CVM. Okay, so we are back here, and as you can see here, my Prism Central right now, it's connected to my Prism Element. So if I click on it, it will take me to Prism Central. There you go. Same if I go to the Prism Central, if I do a refresh, it should show the cluster under the quick access. As you can see here, it's going to take some time maybe to fetch some information from here, but if I click over here on this one, it will take me inside the Prism element. So let me close this one. So now I'm back inside the Prism element. I logged in to the Prism Central. From Prism Central, I clicked on my cluster, and it took me to Prism element. As you can see over here, the IP, even though I'm logged into the Prism element, still is showing the Prism Central IP. Personally, when I used to do the upgrade, I used to always log into the Prism element directly and do the upgrade from there. But I believe now with the recent release of the Prism Central, I think which they did around 1 year ago, you can even do the upgrade of the softwares from the Prism Central. I personally have never tried that, so I hope that is seamless without any issues. But whenever I used to do the Prism Central upgrade, and we used to log into the cluster from the Prism Central, sometimes we used to face issues. So my experience was that it's better to always do the upgrade of Prism element by logging inside the Prism element itself. Perfect. So now that's all for the Prism Central deployment and registration to the cluster. I'm going to finish this video, and we'll be back with another session just to go and have an overview of what options are available inside the Prism Central. Thank you very much.